Hello and welcome back to Ginger Man. So this morning when I woke up I rolled the dice and it landed on head north, and today I'm in Coupar Angus. Now here's some facts for you. Never been here, never passed through here before, never passed anywhere close to this place before. Well, actually that's a lie. I went to Blairgowrie and Rattray for the first time. Anyway, forget about that. I don't even know anyone from here, so I'm going in utterly blind. This is a new place entirely for me, so I'm excited to find out and explore. Coupar Angus, show me what you got. Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home.
So, as you can see by my hair, it's a breezy day. It's been a breezy week. This big field of what look like broccoli, so I'm feeling that this is a farming village town. I've still got lots to learn, but farming, agricultural is what I'm seeing. See, it's usually mining, agricultural, or it's fancy and it's for tourists. There's some sort of mill over there, factory. And a lot of what drew me here today is the fact that the word Angus, or the name Angus, is in the name, because my dog's called Angus. So I was like, I've got to go to Coupar Angus. Keep watching to find out where I put this guy. There's some sort of sports pitch over here. Normally I'd be like, that's a football pitch, but it could be a shinty pitch. You know, we're north of Perth. Just slightly north of Perth, but we're north of Perth. And that's when the signs start reading in Gaelic and people play shinty. Established 1935. There's a tractor. There's home to Coupar Angus and all its sponsorships. Doing alright up here. Let me stand on the wall and see if I can get a glimpse of the glorious green pitch. There it is. Advertise here. Ginger Man with a cam was here. And it's the start of the football season. So they've probably started, or maybe have their first game this week. Maybe not at home. I don't know where to find out. But all I'm saying is I'm a Coupar Angus fan this season. Look at the beautiful gardens along this wee street here. Big townhouses. So that sign just confirming we're 4 miles out of Blairgowrie, but I never came in this direction, I don't believe, when I came here, so it stands true that this is my first time coming or passing in this vicinity. There's much to learn and much to find out. There's a cosy wee church right there. I tell you what, it would be the perfect day if it wasn't breezy. I'll still get the drone up though, that's a promise. Let me tell you, it's a busy place this morning. Real busy. What's this, a hotel? It looks like a hotel. This is the Red House Hotel. I can't confirm it's a hotel, but I see some boards. I see a horse. Let's go and read the board and look at the horse. This is nice. Coming to the end of summer though. Told you there was a horse. Right, so they're looking for donations to light up the horse. I mean, I could suggest you go to B&M, you can get lights pretty cheap. Oh, here we go. Coupar Angus has had a long association with heavy horses. The town formed around the Cistercian Abbey, which was built in the 12th century, and it soon became an important agricultural centre in the heart of the Strathmore Valley. Prior to mechanisation, heavy horses were the driving force of agriculture. On the third Thursday of every March, Coupar Angus held a horse market to trade the animals ahead of the crop sowing season. In 1864, the Coupar Angus horse market was in full swing and was so important to the local community that children were given 2 days off school. Wow, I wish I lived here. There were 120 horses for sale, most costing between 40 and 50 guineas. I don't know how much that is, I'll have a check. Which is more than a farm worker earned in 1 year. Well, there you go, it's a lot of money. There we go, interesting. So it's total farmlands here. It feels only right to put this with Clydie. You'll find my wee ginger man keyring behind Clydie's right hoof. Sorted, right, because sometimes I forget to do it. So I thought I'll get it in early so I don't forget. I got them from Nigel, my good friend Nigel. Alright Nigel, well, here's the town library. Here she is, strategically parked next to the Shell, because I need fuel for getting home. It's an hour's drive up here. It's such a perfect day for lighting, but rubbish for audio with wind. Hey, that's just the luck of the draw. That's how she goes. But this town centre bit here is really nice. The buildings, the old buildings. It feels time travel-y. It's got that feeling. Not everywhere has it, but I'm getting it here walking around already. Travel back in time to Coupar Angus, the home of agriculture in the Strathmore Valley. Old plumber shop building, Dalrymple Place, tiny wee street alleyway. There's Greyburn Lane. We've even got modern things like cash machines. Lovely. So this is the cross, because there's a cross. See what they've done there, keeping it simple. And there's a lot of the original signs above the shops. Often you don't see this. I mean, they seem empty, like this food market, but it's still cool to see. And then you've got the every so often bit of modern life with the electric charger. Just going to wander through the streets a bit, see, soak up some of the Coupar Angus atmosphere here on Commercial Street. There's a sign. These are Cumberland Barracks. These premises were restored by the Borough Council in 1974. I don't know what's going on in it. Is it like I think it's like a hostel or something. Or maybe it's folks' houses, I don't know. It sounds like there's loads happening in there, but the building's really cool. These streets are really quirky. That's oozing with character. I think I'm walking back on myself, but I'll just have a wee peruse around the streets. I'm going to take this street. It's a maze of little streets. Definitely a quirky little place. It's the streets you're walking down where it just feels like it's completely lost in time. I don't know what to make of it yet, other than it's got the agricultural history, which is still evident, and there's still obviously activity today, but it's not the same as it would have been in the 1800s with the horse markets. No chance. All things point to this being a dead end along here. Look, it's the old police station, it says it on it. Everything's been turned into something. It's the details, eh? The old police station, and then you've just got random houses everywhere. It looks like a fire station over there. And alas, this isn't a dead end. That's the beauty of these little quirky places, is there's always an alleyway. You can even cut up through there if you want. See, just walking along this wee bit here, it feels like, you know, could be in any town in the central belt here. No. I'm on the cusp of the Scottish Highlands. Right. I'm going to go left. I know what you're thinking. Every street I seem to walk down looks like I'm in a new place. There's a Rangers fan, they're everywhere. You can even find them as far up as here, in Coupar Angus. I remember on the sign it said this place grew out of a Cistercian abbey, so there's possible remains of that somewhere. I could hopefully find a sign, or I will go online to investigate further as to where this abbey may be. Oh, these streets are so cool. And it's a Saturday afternoon, and look at this, just absolutely chill other than the breeze. Crossroads. There's a post box in the wall. I love to see it. I always think when they put them there like that, right, we're just going to put this post box here in the wall rather than just have an external post box. Let's go to the effort to sculpting it into the wall. It's not looking good for the woods this way. There's a pathless road, and I don't have a death wish, so I'm going to just go back down and continue walking along. Oh wait, I see a green sign. Right, I can confirm I see a sign for Buttery Bank Community Woodland. This is the way at Grampian View. This place is a town with a population of 2,220 people. I mean, it says really specifically 220 people. We know that's not the entire truth, but anyway, that aside, which way? It just sends you down a street saying woodland this way. Well, just guess which way. I'm going to go this way, left. Anyway, oh aye, 2,220 people, town. And then, you know, you've got places like, I don't know, where was it, Cardenden, calling itself a village with 6,000 people. Aye, there you go. What is the definition between town and village? Is this the community woodlands around here? It's going to be a mystery path somewhere between a bunch of houses. That's the sign there. They didn't tell you which way to go because either way works. Just keep going and you'll find yourself at the cemetery / Buttery Bank Community Woodland here in Coupar Angus. Oh well, isn't this lovely? Now we've got some views which I'm assuming are heading up into the Grampian Mountains, Cairngorms, all of that. They've even got a bench there. This is where I wanted to be. Look at this, here we go. And there's a wee river passing along there. I wonder if that's the same river that I slept next to in my van camp. Right, so I wonder if this takes you into the walk, or is this the walk over this side? Let me have a wee investigate. I'll go to the opposite direction of the gunshots. It's the perfect balance. You could be surrounded by buildings, houses, everything, but you always need a community woodland. For me, it is an integral part of the sanity of a working, living, breathing, functioning town, village or city. There we go, I said it. Here we go, I've got a sign for Buttery Bank, I've got a bench, I've got a woodland. I'd never have known about this beautiful spot if I hadn't just come out this morning and said, I'm going to Coupar Angus. Much of Strathmore, including the field at Buttery Bank, is underlain by Devonian old red sandstone rocks, deposited by rivers which flowed southwards from mountains to the north of here only 450 million years ago, at a time when plants had just begun to colonise the land. Most of the houses in Coupar Angus are built of this rust coloured sandstone. there we go, and I've just looked at loads of houses, and now I know. Now I know. So look, you can learn all about the rocks, the geology, and the history of Beech Hill and Buttery Bank. The records of the Cistercian Abbey of Coupar Angus, founded in 1164 by monks who came north from the border Abbey of Melrose, are preserved in the Vatican Library in Rome. Oh wow, big time. Lots to learn off this board. So this is a really interesting bit of land, historically and naturally. Incredible, and they've captured it in this here sign. While the name Kemp Hill is still in use today, the lands of Perthshire are known as Beech Hill, while Buttress or Buttery Hill has become Buttery Bank. Today, 500 years on from these records, Buttery Bank is once again being developed as a community woodland. Yes! I feel like, do I get the drone up now? Do I go hide in the woods for a bit? It's got some amount of graffiti on it though. But this is such a beautiful spot to sit here and just breathe, I guess. You can see the bridge, you can see the river, you can see the farmlands, hills in the background. And then here you are, just this peaceful spot, Buttery Bank. I stupidly decided to go sit on the grass thinking it'll be less windier down here than it was just like 2 feet up on the bench seat, but it wasn't. Actually what happened is I got my buttocks wet, but that's just what happens. Anyway, I want to thank my patron legends who without I wouldn't have this oasis, these beef McCoys. I'm getting right back into my beefy McCoys and some Maltesers, and I wouldn't have got here. This is an hour's drive, so thank you guys. You got me here today. You guys are legends, all of you. Names coming up the screen now. If you would like to be a patron legend and help me get my buttocks dry for the next episode, you can join by clicking the link below. Thank you, peace, enjoy the drone footage if it survives. Let me tell you, that was a stress as expected. So I flew like a perfect 7 or 8 minutes worth, and it was lovely. And then the wind picked up and I looked down and I hadn't hit record. I was like, wow, what a fool I am. So then I hit record, do a bit of flying, as you've probably just seen in the footage. There's no much, and then it's like you're running out of battery. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then I hit the wind and the wind's just not letting me fly back, and I'm like, ah, this is a sweat. But dropped it down, done some zoom in, flew it like a kite through the wind, glided, and got back home just in time. But it was a stress, Hopefully, I don't know yet if the footage will even come out any good, but you'll know before me right now. In the community woodland. A nice view of this road. But to say this is Butterfly Bank, but I know it's Buttery Bank. Can you find these leaves? Buttery Bank Community Woodland started in 2014. Now is an amazing place for hikers, visitors and adventure lovers. There are over 800 trees and lots of wildflowers to see. This is what I'm all about. I love finding cool wildflowers, smelling it all, touching it, feeling it. You get the idea. It's awfully bushy in here. Which way do I go? Do I just walk round? I'll go this way. I was a bit confused about. I walked out of there. It took me out onto the road, and I was like, "This isn't the woodlands. It's this way." It's a very fresh, young woodland. Think of this in 30-40 years time. You know, in my head I'd love to still be doing this as an old man, walking around and like that, be able to cut back to these episodes. However, at 30-40 years time, if we're still here as a civilization, hopefully, fingers crossed, but imagine the technology. You can't even think about what you'll be able to do. Like, I don't even think you'd be walking around with a camera, I'll just be thinking it. Here we go, Buttery Bank, community woodland. Oi, someone keeps shooting though. It's a bit more buttery here. The breeze is on and off, it's not consistent. I feel like I'm walking now towards the gunshots. Call this Thistle Lane. This is a braw wee walk though. God, the thistles is beautiful. And they just left to spread naturally. And oh boy, they spread. So see, if it wasn't breezy and annoyingly windy, it would just be this perfect little spot here. Although I think there's like a sewage bit there, there's like a fence and stuff, so, and this big telephone wire, so it's not entirely feeling of out of the way naturey, but it's enough. You've got to enjoy late summer, because that's what we're into now. I hope this is a loop path I'm on. I love how overgrown this is, but also I don't feel like in any way, shape or form I'm looping. I'm just walking completely and utterly in a opposite direction. Oh, what's this? This looks like a path back up, just as I said that, eh? This is crazy cool, crazy wild. The fertile lands, that's what this is. I think you can continue on up that way, maybe take you out to Blairgowrie or something, but I think I'm going this way. There's a spooky tunnel. This will be where the local young team come to drink. Coming out of this road up here. I don't know if I want to come out of this road. Just imagine 150 years ago, all the horses that would be kicking about. There's a road. I'm going to have to hitchhike back into the town. And we're going to have to walk up the side of the road. Is that what this has come to? Huh. There's a sign. Oh, okay. Kent Hill Path, Cadham Road. Is that where I've just come from? Oh look, there's a sign to Coupar Angus. I guess that makes sense that I'm here. Seems like a good place to come out. I mean, I will say this, the community woodland is brilliant. A couple of more signs in it would be great, just pointing you in the right direction. Look at that, there's a riverside path as well. You've got to go through all this long soggy grass though, so I'll pass on that. Now the good news is I have looped around. It did end up being a loop all along. So actually a little adventurous community woodland walk. So I mean, there's another wee bendy road it takes you out on, and no pavement. So just got to be careful. I'm just going to walk up the side. There's a car coming now. There's the red stone it was talking about. There, it's been used in a wall. Now I know that. I'm back on Buttery Bank Road, so I've done a full loop. I don't know what I expected from Coupar Angus. I felt like it was maybe a bit more built up, a bit more modern. But I like it like this, and by modern I just mean it's no got a Greggs and a Starbucks here. So it says here, in the Middle Ages, the Cistercian Coupar Angus Abbey was one of Scotland's most important monasteries, founded by Malcolm IV in the 1160s. Of the abbey, only architectural fragments preserved in the 19th century parish church, which is probably the site of the monastic church, are built into houses and walls throughout the town, survive along with part of one of its gate houses. There we go. So there's history here, and it's literally in the buildings. What's that say? No cycling. Why are you not allowed to cycle? Is it too narrow? Maybe they've had some cyclists knocking people over. So many brambles. So if you're from the area, let me know about the cycling incidents that may or may not have happened in that alleyway. Right, I'm lost in the maze of houses again. Try to find my way back to the cross. I've definitely walked down here before. Here's a question: do you think the horses enjoyed working? Or are they getting up every morning thinking, I hate my life, I hate being a working horse, I just want to be out in the field licking grass and just doing what horses do? There's the philosophical question to take away from Coupar Angus today. There's a no football sign over there, no cycling, so they're just getting the laws laid down around here. See, there's this feeling of some areas look quite wealthy and feel wealthy, and then there's certain bits and buildings that look a bit tired and worn down. Creates a juxtaposition. Coupar Angus, where a spade is a spade and a chippy is the chippy. I think I've kind of thought about it, and it makes more sense that it's not a big tourist trap here. It's not a big place, it's not on the tip of your tongue. Coming up to Coupar Angus, I mean, I think Blair Gowrie is much more popular in terms of that side of things, so it's kind of, it's not overwhelmed itself with tourist money, and thus it's kind of kept its old-fashioned charm. So here we go, I'm back at the cross, and I've found another sign. So after this time, Coupar Angus seems to have been a significant market town, situated as it was the intersection of important thoroughfares from Perth, Dundee, and from the north via a ferryboat crossing point across the River Isla. There we go. Significant building and development in the 18th century include the Cumberland Barracks, which, while its date of construction is unclear, was in use at the time for the 1745 campaign of government of forces against the Jacobites. So there we go, we're entering Jacobite history with the barracks being built. That was the orange building we passed earlier. On the eastern edge of the town, Largan Victoria Park was opened shortly after the Second World War. The architectural and historical importance of Coupar Angus was recognised in 1989 through the designation of a conservation area. And there we go. And so it should be conserved. It's just kind of subtly beautiful. The High Street store. A spade is a spade here. Yes, this is a charming, absolutely beautifully charming little village. I'm calling it a village, it feels more like a village. It says it's a town, I'm saying village. I guess historically it's a town, modernly it's a village. Because it's not full of folk selling horses and whatnot anymore. Looks like I had a nightclub in it or something, with the blacked up boarded windows at the top there. And there's the tower house here with a clock on it. Subscription 1762, prison of Court of reality. Is this a wee prison in here? Oh, shut anyway, you can't get in. Prepare yourself for the ugliest church building I have ever seen, hands down. Look at that, it's a concrete monstrosity. I don't mean to be nasty, that's St Mary's Catholic Church, but that is a terrifying looking building. Wow. Now, there we go. And on the opposite side is something of the absolute opposite. As you can see, it's been built with the local stone. Look at that bad boy. This church here and that church there, the two differences sums up Coupar Angus perfectly. That's it there in a nutshell. The two sides of Coupar Angus, the two names, it's got two names, it's got two sides I guess. There we go, I'm going to have a walk through this graveyard. Just had this light bulb revelation about this place. So I'm going to be guessing that this here is the site of where they believe the monastery would have been, right here. And then we've got, I believe it said, a 19th century built church using the local stone, and it's magnificently looking over the land as well. Now everywhere I look I can just see the red stone. Right, that looks like it's the welcome to Coupar Angus sign there. It might not be, but yeah, I'm going to walk back on myself. I'm going to just no look at the Catholic Church front building again because it spooked me out. It's got that, I don't know why they've built it like that. Creepy. Look under the white facing, look what's exposed. Yeah, I'm walking along here now. Look at this. The old granary is now the community shed. Amazing, I love to see it. Getting people out the house and just bringing people in the community together who might have been isolated at some point from COVID or maybe even before COVID, but yeah, socialising is a huge part of mental health, as is walking around in community woodland spaces, so good work there. It's a windy place, Scotland, let me tell you. Oh, it's the golden shell. The golden shell, it's like, it's the sign that the end of the episode's come in, just like the wee flickering black thing in the corner of the telly when the adverts are coming on. But as you can see, it's just like farmland all around, farmland. When places are heavily agricultural, it is hard to attract young families who aren't involved in the farming life. That's handy. Good coffee cabin for the passerbyers, for the people who don't stop. Somehow I've missed the craft fair. I've been walking around all day and I haven't seen it. Maybe I've passed it and not realised it was there, but it happened. I've also noticed that the people planting everything seem to be called Pride of Place, so good to see that as well, because there's lots of like plant pots full of flowers around here as well. There it is. Funnily enough, someone's also left a little sock thing that said double prize bonus here on Coupar Angus Saturday. Cheers. The Burntmobile. I'm back where I started, and it's been an interesting day, a curious place. As I said at the start, never been here before. Well, now I have. Now I've walked around, and I can see that it's not the first place on everyone's tongue. I don't know even anyone who's been to Coupar Angus. I asked a few folk and they says, nah, don't even know where it is. Well, here it is. I've been today, and it has so much value for visiting. There could be incredible heritage walks around here. There is loads of history, beautiful walks, beautiful community. I just say watch this space, Coupar Angus. I feel like it's going to become a bit more touristy in the future. As other places, you know, people eventually move on from the popular spots and what becomes more in moves, and I kind of see that for Coupar Angus because, aye, it's stunning here. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week. Peace.
Well, it was lovely to see you. It's the end of the show. Bring on tomorrow. Where shall we go? Where shall we go? Say goodnight to the ginger man. One last ice cream for the bearded man. Pistachio